Welcome to Dear Letters to Loved Ones, which has turned into reading ancient poetry because we haven't received any letters. But that doesn't mean you can't still send in a letter from now till after Corona. We're going to keep it going. Right now, I'm on Satire 5 of Horace. Two new themes this week. My cat wants to go out, so there's this background howl going on. He'll probably come upstairs and poke at the door and say I have to go out. But and my laundry is around me because we're all kind of like squished into a room. So going with the themes again. All right, so Horace 5. Shall we begin? I think my mother just came in. Why is the alarm going off? Nope. Somewhere else. Anyways. All right, so I have to read this quite quickly. I don't want to split this into two. These are quite long, so I apologize for the fast read. The poetry later will be much slower. Leaving great Rome for Arcia, a modest inn received me, the rhetorician Helodorius, I love these friggin' words, was with me, most learned of Greeks to form Appy. Then, crammed with bargemen and sticky innkeepers, we took this laziness in 2 days, through keener travelers than us to take only one. The Appians easier taken slow. Here, because of the lousy water, my stomach declares war on me, and I wait impatiently while the others dine. Night's already begun to shroud the earth in shadow and sprinkle the heavens with stars. Then its slaves shouted at bargemen, bargees at slaves, pull over here, you're loading there, you're loading 300, oi! That's enough. A whole hour slips by as they harness the mule and collect the fares. The marsh frogs and damned mosquitoes keep sleep away, while the boatman, drowned in sour wine, sings of the girls left behind, and a traveler joins in. At last the traveler tires and falls asleep, and the lazy boatman turns out his mule to feed, ties the rope to a stone, snores away on his back. When day dawns, we discover our vessel's not yet under way, till a hot-headed traveler leaps out, thumping mule and man head and sides with a branch of willow. At 10 we are barely landed, at least, and wash our faces and hands in Veronia's stream. Then after breakfast we crawl on 3 miles to Enixer, perched on its cliffs that gleam brightly far and wide, where Messias, the best of the men's, going to meet us, an envoy with Coccinius on very important business. Both of them use the settling feuds between friends. Here I smear some black ointment on my sore eyes. Meanwhile, Menicius arrives, and with him Coccinius and Fontinius, Capito, a man so perfectly finished that the anatomy owes to no greater friend than he. We left Fundy with pleasure, and Aphodius Lucius, its predator, mocking the it's hard to read and not laugh with my cat opera in the background. I can hear him slowly coming up the stairs. I'm sure he'll get much louder, but I can't do anything and I want to record this. Lucius, its predator, mocking that clerk's mad reward. Bordered rope, broad stripped tunic, burning charcoal, tired. Do you hear? Maronia offered shelter. Capio, the cooking. The next day's sunrise brings great joy, since Plautius, Varius, and Virgil meet us in Sinuisia no more. Shining spirits did earth ever bear, and no one could be more dearly attached to them than I. Oh, what embraces there will be, and what delight of health! Nothing compares for me with friendship's joy. A small villa by the campaign bridge offers us shelter, and the officers are, as required, salt and fuel. Then to Capua, where the mules shed their lords early. Mercius is off to sports, Virgil and I for sleep. Those ball gamers are bad in sore eyes and stomachs. Then Coccius' well-stocked villa welcomes us, that overlooks the inn in Coccium. Now Muse, tell briefly of the flight twists Sarmintius, the jester, and Messius Curtius, who their fathers were, that joined the fray, Misius, a famous Oscan stock, Sarmentius owner, and she's still alive. She's still alive from such ancestry. Did they join battle? Sementius, first to strike a horse. I say a wild one is what you resemble. We roar. Messias tosses his head, cries, "Yay!" Sarmentius says, "Oh, if your forehead wasn't short of a horn, imagine what you could do when you threaten us." Mutilated so, an ugly scar marred his hairy brow. On his left, you see, mocking his companion wards, and joking about his face, he begged him to dance, a dance of Cyprian sphere, where saying he's not need a mask of the thick souls of tragedy. Sircinius struck back fiercely. What about the chain he owes to the Lars through a clerk? His lady's power was no less, and finally he asked, why'd he run away, since a bag of meal a day was enough for the slight and lean? So we prolonged our supper with all our laughter. On straight to Benevitium, where our busy host nearly burned the end, turning lean thrushes over the fire, as Vulcan's fumes dispensed through the ancient kitchens, darting flames, licking right up to the roof overhead. You saw scarred servants and famished guests snatch food, and everyone tried to extinguish the roaring blaze from the point of on Apulia begins to reveal her familiar hills to me, scorched by Circurio, and we'd never have crossed if a villa near Trevicium hadn't received us, tearful with smoke and the stove that was burning up green wood, foliage and all. Here, like an utter fool, I lay wakeful till midnight, awaiting a cheating girl till sleep carries me off. Thinking of sex, then dreamful of sordid visions, wet my nightshirt and belly, lying there on my back. From here we rushed to in a cart 24 miles to spend the night in a little town. I can't fit the verse, though there's a clue. They sell what's commonly free. There's water, but the bread is the best by far, so wise. Traveled, carrying a load of their shoulders for later. Costed, gritty, and Cassium, and your jugs no more. Water in a place brave doomed found long ago. Here Various peels off to the grief of his weeping friends. So to Ruby, exhausted, we come after we've traveled long stretch of roadway damaged by heavy rain. Next day, the weather was better, the road was worse. Right up to Barre, the Gacnias of who building the water nymphs frowned upon, brought us laughter and mirth, as it tried to persuade us of incense, that incense melts without fire. On this tempting step, let Appia the Jew credit that. Oh, I just closed it. So I have to do this all. You know what? I'm not going to bother finishing this. He seems to be traveling, and we'll just skip this satire because he's going from inn to inn, and he's not teaching any lessons. This is what I love about, they'll be writing about a war, and they'll stop in a village, and then you hear everything about that village. You hear about some girl that is sleeping with one of the soldiers, and how his parents aren't going to like it, what they ate, how they caught it, how they didn't catch something that night. I just love all the. So I'm not going to finish this just because it seems to be going from inn to inn. And we'll go to the next one next time, or I'll try to find my spot and I'll finish the other one tomorrow. But regardless, we're just going from inn to inn, and we get the gist, Anyways, I hope everyone's safe and doing well, and I will see you next time I feel like doing this. And hopefully someday we'll get a letter, but